Hi guys, it's Carissa, and today I have a video regarding my recent weight loss and everything that I'm doing to attempt to lose weight and increase my fertility. And I do want you to know, first and foremost, that this is not an easy video for me to make. It's not an easy subject for me to talk about, and it is one of my life's greatest struggles. So I know a lot of you may be able to relate to that. But please keep in mind that I'm in no way being boastful or preachy. I'm just telling you that based on what I know about myself, there are some things that I've done that seem to be working. There are so many ways to say, oh, there's a perfect diet, just don't eat this, just don't eat too much, just don't eat too late, just don't, or just do. And I think that especially when you're watching a YouTube video, when you're watching someone talk about wanting to lose weight and wanting to have a baby and having it mean so much to them. And then they tell you something like, well, every now and then I will let myself have something that's not ideal. And you would think, well, you're an idiot, because if you want these things so badly, why would you do that to yourself? And I think that there's a lot of, human element that gets taken out and stripped out of that. Because as fast as our lives seem to go, there are hours and minutes that can feel much longer and that can feel much more heavily impacted by our hormones and our emotions, by other people, by insensitive comments, by traffic, by having a headache. There are so many things that cause us to do things that we know aren't necessarily good for us. And what I've been trying to do is just do the right thing as often as possible. And so there are certain foods that I know I shouldn't have. There are certain ingredients that I'm avoiding. I'm trying to have whole foods as often as possible and really not have much processed food, if at all, in the course of a day. But there will be times and there will be moments where those ideal circumstances aren't ideal for me. And I don't want to hate myself or punish myself for it. And I certainly don't want to tell myself, which does happen sometimes, oh, I know that right now you really, really want some sugar. And you shouldn't have it, and you really can't have it. It's one of the worst things for you to have. But then suddenly everything that's ever been made out of sugar is getting put on this pedestal, and the pedestal is getting higher and higher. And the longer I think and worry about that sugary, whatever it is that I want, the more likely I am to overindulge when I do finally have some. And it won't even necessarily be something that I want. It might just be an opportunity-based thing, like someone's got a bowl of M&Ms on the table when we're playing cards. You know what I mean? And that wouldn't even really be what I wanted if someone said, pick whatever you want, something that has sugar in it. I also know that I have been very fanatical before, and in the past I have had very strict diets, and I have really followed very serious and very regimented, strict daily rules. And look where that's gotten me. There are ways that things could be perfect, but if it were just that easy, wouldn't everyone do it? Wouldn't everyone just not eat the things they shouldn't, or just not have too big a portion? So that's what I've been working with, and I really do break it down that much in the day-to-day and from meal to meal. And one thing that really resonates with me from one of the 100 times I joined Weight Watchers in my early 20s was one time I had a substitute meeting leader, and she said something that was so profound to me, and it meant so much to me, and it's a concept that I hold on to this day, that is helping me get through to the right now currently 19-pound weight loss that I have. And that is that an apple, and she held up like an apple and a little tiny sucker and said an apple and a sucker have the same number of Weight Watchers points. So you know that you could eat either one and it won't necessarily affect the rest of your day. But you know that one of them is the better choice. And then she held up the sucker and said, do you know that sometimes, though, this is the better choice? And that's exactly all I'm talking about right now, is that you have to still treat yourself like a human being, and not bully yourself through all of this. Love yourself, treat yourself well, pamper yourself in other ways, and make yourself feel like you're worth all of the struggle that you might be feeling, and you're worth all of the temptations that you avoid. One thing that I did to kind of treat myself is after realizing that I'm very close to my 20-pound mark, in fact, yesterday I weighed myself outside of my weigh-in date, which I know I shouldn't do, and noticed that I was technically down 20 pounds. Come my weigh-in day, I don't know if that'll still be the case or not, but I wanted to celebrate. So I went and I purchased myself some clothes. I just went to Old Navy. I didn't make a big deal out of it, but a lot of my clothing is way oversized anyway, and it's kind of frumpy. It's kind of pilled, and I don't treat myself like I deserve nice clothing. I buy a lot of clothes secondhand, or I buy things that are really plain that can cross over from season to season and year to year. So as a treat to myself, I went shopping. I will post that video on my other channel. It's just kind of like a lifestyle channel of just other videos that I make. Since this one became so heavily saturated with TTC information. And that link will be below if you're just interested in seeing what I bought. I'm very, very excited about having hit potentially a 20-pound weight loss mark, and I unfortunately need to do it several more times, but it felt so painless just because of how hard I've worked to try and make myself feel like it was all worth it. And I haven't been super aggressive with it. I haven't been super, sorry, my cat's up here, he's distracting me. I haven't been too stringent, just because I know that in the past I'll feel like I'm letting myself down, so why even try? So I'll get there. And I know some of you are like, come on, you're doing so great, go work out more, go do other things, cut more calories, you're doing awesome, you can lose more weight more rapidly. And I love that energy and I love that support, but I'm going at my own pace right now because it's working, and because this is the most consistent weight loss that I've ever had and kept off in a very, very long time. I'm talking over 10 years. So I'm really excited about it, and I'm not going to turn it into an unpleasant and forceful event. So now that my cat has discovered my bag of clothing here, I'm going to go. Thank you so much, as always, for all of your support, and I'll be making another video very soon.